Geeks, hold on to your seats. It is most definitely about to go down. The legendary Nerd O Roundtable is here to delve into the power of the Black Killmonger. Off the top, I can say that Marvel, by way of What If, is on a mission to just literally sour every fucking happy toy moment you feel in your body. That is that. I went to bed so just angry and fucked up over this episode. Great episode. Let's get into it. I see Tom is talking Cunningham, but it is good, sir.
I would respond, but the power of my voice has been stripped away.
Shit, because there was that. I almost cried when I heard the brother talk. Twitch Master Ryan McBain.
Yeah.
Shit, here we go.
God damn
Got
it.
that board.
Damn it. You need to have that toy taken away.
Take it away. Away.
Anthony from Two Cubicles Down, what it is, good sir.
Oh, that was a fun what if today to watch.
Yeah.
So,
It was about as fun as like a fucking funeral. And the one and only Mo Kelly.
Is this what day is this?
It's Wednesday.
Oh God, it's the bang of the boards.
Look, hey, after watching this episode, one thing is very, very clear. Everyone who said Killmonger was right is dead ass wrong. You absolutely see what goes wrong if Killmonger gets a hold of any type of power. If the shit would have gone another way, even in the Black Panther film, now I'm convinced that, nah. He had it all wrong. This dude was fucked up in the head, period.
Can we just say that I really wish after watching this episode that the Star-Lord episode came on after this, because I'm sick and tired of seeing Black Panther die. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
I can't deal with that anymore.
But I actually disagree, Twala. I think this Killmonger story was fan service, because the people who loved Killmonger and thought he was right, they were irrational anyway. So this is like the ultimate fulfillment of their fantasy of, he was not quite as ruthless with the Wakandans, because he actually kind of sort of embraced the Wakandans, even though he did it for a particular purpose. And, spoiler alert, Shuri finds out at the end. And so she and Pepper are going to be Rescue and Ironheart or whatever, and fucking try to save Wakanda's reputation. But I thought that was exactly, to me, in terms of fan service and the other story that people really, really wanted to see out of an MCU movie, I thought this was the best example of fulfilling that void. Because some of these other episodes, nobody wanted to see T'Challa as Star-Lord. Nobody ever had that question that popped in their head. But the question of, and they framed it as, what if Killmonger had saved Iron Man, so that you didn't know it was really, what if Killmonger became the real Black Panther? And that's what this episode actually was.
Absolutely clear. It was fantastic. The entire time watching it, all I kept saying is, oh no, this motherfucker's crazy. Like I get that he came in with the story of righteousness and he was slick as a fucking car salesman, but damn it, if at every turn I was like, hey man, fucking kill this dude. Somebody get the magic bullet and kill this dude, because he's gonna be a problem for the whole fucking world.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, but Killmonger wasn't any different in this episode. The
really
question was, as it was philosophically in Black Panther, did the end justify the means? And Killmonger, his end justified whatever he needed to do to get control of Wakanda. In this case, it included killing Black Panther, it included killing Iron Man. It did not matter, because ultimately his end did not change. And to Tom's point, people were arguing like Killmonger was right. No, he was never right. It's just you get a circuitous path to get to that same conclusion. The only thing I didn't like about this episode is I actually wanted more. When they had the revelation as far as Shuri and Pepper that they knew who Killmonger was, episode was over. And it's like, damn, I could have used another 30, 40 minutes. But other than that, I loved how they explored the idea of Killmonger being right when he wasn't right. He was neither right nor righteous in what he was doing. So I loved how they explored the psychopathy of what he was doing, but they need to kill that motherfucker.
T'Challa
Now,
even
did
explained
anyone see
in the afterlife. He broke it down for him.
mid-credit season trailer?
I saw that there was one. I didn't watch it.
Okay, in the mid-season credit trailer or whatever, they actually reveal that this particular story actually does not end. That this story actually is part one of a second part wherein you see Pepper and Shuri alongside with the Dora Milaje running up on someone with guns blazing.
It seems like that in episode 1. Like these episodes will have a continuation of their story being told.
Yeah,
I have to add this. It always hurts a part of my soul whenever I see blacks killing blacks. Not only did Killmonger kill T'Challa, but he also killed Rhodey too.
In a fucked up way.
I'm just like, stop killing black people. I'm just like, I couldn't take it.
This was my biggest problem with this episode. How does a sonic weapon work against a person completely encased in vibranium?
Yeah, he killed them
that
pretty
actually
quickly
reflects
too.
sound. Yeah.
It absorbs it. It negates. That's why Claw is his biggest villain. So and to make a point of saying, boy, Stark Sonic tech is really top shelf. No, bro. Nothing sonic would affect him in that suit at all. Now he took off the helmet. Once he took off the helmet, yes. But when he first has it, there should have been more of a fight of him in the suit, and maybe Killmonger takes off the thing. Then I could buy it. Rhodey, no problem. But you can't hobble T'Challa in a vibranium suit with a sound weapon.
I totally agree.
That was just dumb.
Yeah.
But it was
maybe that was for like the folks who are like, no one knows that. Yeah,
well,
I mean,
it was the same tech that they used from the 10 Rings when Iron Man. I mean, it was the same thing that Stain used, so I get it. But it was the only thing that didn't really hold together for me in the whole show. I did love and hate seeing Chadwick Boseman in the goddamn ancestral plane talking to Killmonger. That
was rough.
Fucking ended me.
It was rough, and his voice was noticeably a lot weaker. That was heartbreaking to watch.
Yeah. I also cringed every time Killmonger said Wakanda forever. I was like, stop saying that, because it just doesn't sound right. You sound corny as fuck. He does.
Go ahead, Mo.
What were the sonic weapons akin to what was used in the Incredible Hulk with Ed Norton?
No, it was the exact weapon, because you saw the little tendrils going up his neck. It was the exact same weapon that Obadiah Stane used in the 10 Rings camp, and then the same weapon he used against Tony at the end of Iron Man when he took the.
It's almost like a paralysis weapon.
Yeah, it was. It somehow it interfered with your brain and did something, but it was still sonic based. That's why they had the earplugs.
But you saw once again, it was frame for frame, just like the first Iron Man. And they borrowed from Iron Man 2 with the drone technology.
Oh yeah.
They're keeping it comic and keeping it real with the movies.
This one more so than any episode other than the Agent Carter episode, Captain Carter episode. This one was really, really, really in sync with the storyline of the movie and seeing how the things developed differently. I mean, they literally had the guy. This was also the episode that had the most speaking parts with people who were replaced by other voice actors. Right. But the guy who did a very creditable Tony, that was a real good RDJ. I love Peace. They had all of that was exactly the same, even to the shrapnel poking through the Jeep.
Yeah,
I was like, wow, they are doing the most here. All of that was really, really good. I thought Don Cheadle, for a change, Don Cheadle sounded like Don Cheadle's Rhodey.
Right.
I didn't recognize Angela Bassett, probably because the characterization that they did of her was much more different than how she actually looks. But I loved General Ramonda jumping in there swinging that damn spear.
But that actually makes more sense for her to be the current wife of the Black Panther and how their Dora Milaje, they will pick one to be their main. I was like, oh, that's a dope nod to just the Black Panther lore and just how it all goes down. I was like, yeah, of course she's a warrior. Of course. There's no
And
way she's
badass.
just like, a pretty
Mhm.
queen.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
she did that. All of that was great. I really loved, and I loved that Shuri figured it out.
Yes.
Because I was like, she
Yes.
was always doubtful of him. Hey, and Pepper was doubtful too. So it made sense that they came together. And it is brilliant that this is a continuation, because you aren't the only one who was like, where the rest at?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Well,
You
that's
were
the
definitely
dope
not
part
the only
about the mid-credit trailer is that, or the mid-season, I keep calling it mid-credit, mid-season trailer, is that they lay out the fact that these stories are actually interconnected and are building towards something. It like they build towards, pulling Star-Lord, T'Challa, and Captain Carter and all these different characters from the multiverse, including evil Doctor Strange, into a certain point to save the multiverse. You have the Watcher laying it out, saying all of these events are essentially leading somewhere, and it looks like it's leading up to the battle with Ultron getting hold of the rings. It looks like that's where all this goes. So anyone who's been watching, they're like, I don't get this. How is this connected to anything? When you see it all laid out, you go, should have been watching this from the beginning.
How where would you rank this episode?
I'd say number 2. I'd put it at my number 2.
I'd say number 2. It would have been number 1, but there was still a little bit of hope at the end. The Strange one, there was no hope. That shit was over.
See, I give Strange my first is because it was just so well animated. The story was so deep. Like no matter what he did, he could not save her. There was no saving her no matter what he did. So he resorted to the dark side.
I get your arguments because you guys are embracing the bleakness. But I will say that for me, because this story was a real what if of like just one thing of Killmonger making a different strategic choice and where that ultimately led him in real continuity, I like this episode better, because especially now that I know that there's a follow-up, and since we've been talking about the trailer, why don't we just take a look at it right now?
Why stop at one hero when we can show you all of them?
Heroes are forged in darkness, defined by sacrifice. There is still hope for the multiverse.
Here we go. We do not back down from a fight. Aye, aye, Commander.
Now or never.
Zombies! Great idea.
That doesn't sound ominous at all.
Hey!
Who needs a plan? I have a shield.
To you, you will see. Witness the biggest heroes of the multiverse.
Or small, if you catch my drift.
What if?
You know what they say when you're out of luck. Always go duck. I'm pretty sure no one says that.
Now streaming only on Disney Plus.
Yeah, baby.
So,
yeah, baby.
So that's not going to be the last we see of Star Panther or whatever. Star-Lord.
No, that was actually kind of a get on board now. We've shown a lot of episodes, and here's a list of the people and the characters that we've addressed, and here are some people that we haven't yet seen, like Gamora in particular, and Captain Marvel in a role that appears to be more substantive than has previously been shown. And we saw a clip of Thor with Doctor Strange.
Dark
Dark Doctor Strange. So that's an unaired episode.
And they're talking about zombies.
and they're talking about zombies. So this is a different zombie episode than the zombie episode we already saw, because Doctor Strange was already a zombie in that episode and Thor was not in that episode. So this is kind of to get us on board. But the idea that there is going to be a follow-up where Pepper and Shuri actually turn the tide against Killmonger, with these 2 30-minute episodes, you're talking about two-thirds of a feature-length movie.
Yeah,
in a what if episode, which, you know, harkens back to what we said at the very, very beginning of all this, which is you really could watch a whole what if version of a feature and be completely satisfied and happy, because it's an intriguing thing to follow. So I'd love to see the second half.
Now to that point, Tom, it was just announced this week that Marvel has added 4 previously announced and also untitled films to their 2024 calendar. This was a shock to everyone, because everyone was like, yo, wait, so you guys got plans beyond 2023 already? They're not saying what these are. I don't doubt for a second that they could draw a humongous audience with a full-length what if film. Why not do it?
Well, the other rumor that came out, and this is not a rumor that has been supported by anything other than the rumor mill, was that Chris Evans was asking $100 million to come back as Captain America. Not in a single film, not in a single film, but in a new contract where perhaps, you know, if they need a multiverse Captain America, the audience would go apeshit. Just like when those portals opened at the end of Endgame, if something fucking happened and Chris Evans stepped on the screen as Captain America, people would lose their shit. So, you know, it'd be shitty for Clarence, but I think the audience would be thrilled, especially if at the end of that movie he goes back into the multiverse and we're still left with Captain America Clarence
or, you know, or just like how in Marvel Comics they've got old man Logan walking around in Earth 616. So, you know, and he's well aware of, you know, that, you know, the essential timeline Wolverine as well. Look, crazier things have happened. He could come back and be like, yeah, I'll come back as fucking old man Steve. Why not? Why not?
The speculation on these 4 features, because Blade has been promoted, but it's not currently on the 2023 list of films.
No, they got the director lined up and all that.
But Fantastic Four isn't on the 2023 roster of films, and they've talked about the other obvious property would be an X-Men film. I mean, that's Deadpool. Deadpool.
Deadpool.
So if it's Blade, Fantastic Four, X-Men, Deadpool, that makes sense.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know what else makes sense.
There's another secret film that they have not announced when it's already supposed to be in production. So I would think that would be Deadpool. If they're saying there's a film that's in production that they don't want to announce, and they're not announcing when it's supposed to hit, you know, who knows? Because now 2023 now has 5 MCU films, which is a huge number of films for Marvel to be putting out in one calendar year.
Wait, 2023 or 2022?
2023.
Is Blade in that list?
No, it's not. It's not in that list. Not in that list.
So here's my confusion. We don't have an Avengers film in 2022.
Nope.
Correct.
And even though we've been teased with Martin Luther the Kang in Loki, we don't have look who we have joining us just in time for a conversation about Loki. We don't have, other than Quantum Mania, we don't have another scheduled appearance of Kang as a major figure. And I don't think Ant-Man and the Wasp can support an Avengers level thing like Captain America Civil War. So what is the buildup? It took us a long time to get to Thanos. I know we're not taking that long to get to Kang.
No.
But look, in 2023, you've only got essentially the 2 films. You've got Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, and you've got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. The other 3 films coming out in 2023 are untitled films. So it's not inconceivable if the Blade, if homeboy who signed on to direct Blade is already talking about, I love the direction we're going, this and that and the other, we're ready to rock and roll and give you guys something you've never expected before. It's not inconceivable that film could be the film that's in production right now that they're just not announcing. But you've got 3 films that are unannounced in 2023 and then another 4 for 2024 that are all unannounced. That's a lot of unannounced things that they could really mess around with.
Well, it seems like if you're going to try to wrap up multiverse, it seems likely that one of those 2024 films would be another Doctor Strange. Yes,
could be.
That'd be a 2-year gap.
Yeah, that sounds kind of close for
Doctor Strange.
Well, but the challenge is that we've got Love and Thunder, so it's not going to be a Thor film. You have, they haven't announced Captain America. They haven't announced where Captain America is on the schedule.
Right? Yeah.
I think they're just holding slots at this point. They could be any
probably
number of films.
Anything.
They're just dates on a calendar.
Right.
They got a lot of room to shift around and move stuff. Yeah. There's also supposed to be a Miss Marvel film that's supposed to be coming. So they got a lot to work with. And hell, this is not even to consider some of the stuff that they may just start pushing towards the Disney Plus channel because hell, that alone has shown and proven that they can carry Marvel titles properly. Speaking of which, what are y'all thoughts about the Hawkeye trailer before we get to Liz's thoughts on the latest episode of What If? Just real quick, because we're
the animated chest of Michael B. Jordan.
It's another Die Hard film.
Die Hard, man, great Christmas movie. Yes,
it is. Die Hard or Iron Man 3 is the MCU Christmas film. So
the argument from here on out will be: is this a holiday film or is it an action film?
We'll see.
That's what it's gonna be.
It's a action film.
Yeah,
I want to know if Kingpin's gonna be in it.
Yeah, that's an interesting rumor. D'Onofrio liked
a lot of posts.
He liked a ton of posts. Now, to me, I couldn't help thinking when he was running through in that sequence in a tuxedo, I was like, he looks like Daniel Craig's stunt double.
He does.
That's funny.
Because he was in the Bourne movies where he was doing that same, and wasn't he in Mission Impossible too?
Yeah,
in these last couple of Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
So he's done the spy in a suit thing, and I just said, he's got that kind of craggy face. And the other thing I was wondering is, where the hell is the wife?
Exactly.
Yeah, who was that woman at the dinner table with him?
That was his daughter.
That was his daughter.
Not
the other
one.
woman.
The other woman.
Oh,
I think that was Kate Bishop's mom. I think. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Oh yeah.
It certainly wasn't his wife.
No, it wasn't his wife.
No. Like that actress is the one that is cast as Kate Bishop's mom. I can't remember her name, but I've seen her photo when she was announced as like she's coming on to play her mom. And they also didn't show Echo in this trailer, so there's a lot that they left out of this trailer.
I saw a brief little snippet. They didn't identify her or anything, but there was an Asian-looking woman who just kind of tilted her head like this, and then they cut away from it. And I was like, "Oh, is that Echo?"
There's a lot they didn't show.
Oh, I didn't see that, huh?
Okay, don't make me download that trailer too. Hold on.
Hey, you might have to because the Hawkeye trailer is the other talk of the week. While we wait for you to download that, Liz, what were your thoughts on this latest episode, which you've hailed as like the best one yet of What If?
I do think it was cool. I thought it was cool because I thought the storyline was interesting, and you mess with this storyline, then I thought it was cool where they're like, look at how influential Iron Man was. There would be no Iron Man, and what would have happened without an Iron Man?
Oh, actually, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
And then looking at how they framed Wakanda, because did you see that if there's no Iron Man, then Black Panther's father doesn't die. Black Panther ends up, there's always going to be this issue between Black Panther and Killmonger. But I also thought that they made him look so much more cunning in this one, Killmonger.
Yes, he seemed less angry and more cunning.
Right?
You know what he seemed like to me? He seemed more like a Cholita with that lip liner That dark lip liner around his lips, it was a distraction for me.
Damn.
No, seriously, I know that you want a badum ching. I'm just saying he looked like he had lip liner, and it was a distraction. And I know Liz didn't care because even animated, she was looking at the pecs. Yeah, I know.
But the women though, like I'm kind of surprised that they pictured the mother to be a warrior. I was like, well, that's fascinating. Not to say that was
delightful.
Why wouldn't she be?
Why wouldn't?
But I mean, as we were just saying, Liz, before you came on, it's like within the history of the Black Panther, the Black Panther, when he chooses a bride, typically it's one of the Dora Milaje, and that's why it caused so much drama when T'Challa chose Storm. Because it was like, yo, you're breaking the whole fucking tradition of what we do. Yeah. Like the Dora Milaje, not only they're his personal bodyguards and all that, but they're also groomed and raised and all that to, take his side. So it makes sense that Ramona should be badass.
Right.
So why don't we take a look at this old Hawkeye trailer? And we're going to actually stop. I'm going to find that frame that I think is Echo. So here we go.
This is the first Christmas we've had together in years.
I love you guys. I'm making up for some lost time.
That was great.
Maybe where's the wife?
Authorities are wondering if the masked vigilante who terrorized the city's underworld is back.
Maybe she's tired of him disappearing.
The past is caught up with me.
Wait, okay. I got a comment on that. You were in the soul realm paradise, and your husband killed his best friend to bring your ass back, and all you can say is, I'm tired of you being gone? You don't sit your ass down with that bullshit. The fuck? He was saving the universe.
He traveled across the universe.
Who can you be?
Killed his best friend.
So ungrateful.
You had me in paradise glowing with a beautiful sun for 5 years, and then you snapped me back, and you still got, and you gave up being an Avenger, but it's time for me to leave. If you don't sit down, let's watch
Tom, you've been married. You know how it is.
Be worried.
But you have Thor's mark still in his grass. Her grass that she can't get out.
Oh, did you see his hearing aids?
When I wore this suit, I made a whole lot of enemies.
Oh, that's her.
You're a Hawkeye.
Who the hell are you?
Some people have actually called me the world's greatest archer.
Are you one of those people?
It's the most wonderful.
Hey, babe, I should be back in a day or two.
Well, see, he's talking to his wife.
Hang on a second.
With the kids jingle belling and everyone telling.
Things have gotten more complicated.
It's the most wonderful time of the
There she is.
That's Echo, right?
Oh, that's Echo. Yep, that's Echo. Yeah, you're right. There she is.
All right, that's what I thought. We're at the last few seconds, so here we go. Wonderful time.
Definitely not this one.
You don't have to say definitely like that. Holy shit! There are arrows more dangerous than that one?
Oh, it's just some Christmas.
You're Hawkeye?
This
of course
is a holiday
he's Hawkeye. She couldn't fucking see his face before?
Yeah, he never had a mask, girl. He's not like the comics where he had the big crazy wings on his face. He was just always Clint Barton, just out there in the world.
Think we'll get a Captain or a Winter Soldier brief cameo on this one?
I mean, it's certainly possible. I would just say, Team ScarJo, pay attention that you are the only Avenger who does not have a D+ series or a film franchise left.
Yep.
Just pay attention. That could have been you. It could have been you. It could have either been Black Widow and Hawkeye during the snap when he was Ronin and she was just kind of trying to do things, or it could have been Widows, or it could have been Widows plus Milaje, or it could have been Widows plus Milaje plus Yelena plus ScarJo Black
you're
Widow.
saying
It could have been a
that
whole
he's
bunch of
still
things.
been alive.
When keeping it real
Huh?
goes wrong.
No,
So
I'm
you're
saying
that
it
she
would have
could
been.
alive.
No, I'm saying it could have been in the snap because we haven't seen any footage really of the snap time. You could have had 4 seasons of Widows if you wanted to, all taking place in the snap, just like Loki is out of time. And we have a second season of Loki coming that is not in current continuity because he said he wanted a job. And she could have had
not only
job.
that, remember when she was talking to Rhodey when he was discussing what was happening in Mexico and it looked like Clint? And she was saying, hey, keep looking, keep me posted, meaning she had been looking for his ass over the time during the snap.
You could have saw how you could have saw what caused Clint to snap, to go around just
to
fucking
start
everybody
killing
up.
people.
We still don't know.
You could have done
we know.
You
Well,
could have
we
done
know
a
that
bunch of.
just-
Well, he was snapped. Yeah, his
Yeah,
family was
he lost
snapped
his
away.
family,
He just didn't
yeah.
give a fuck anymore. But the point is that that's what the MCU is. Agent Coulson died, and he got 7 seasons of work. Woo!
Hey, yo, say that again, though.
I'm
That
just
shit,
saying.
that shit just went over everyone's head who is bitching about
He
her
got
dying.
7 seasons of
Man.
work. Now, Feige
Boring.
doesn't accept it, but you know
Nah.
who accepts it? His
Hell
bank.
out of here with that shit.
Oh no, his bank
His bank cash them checks every goddamn
Those
year.
checks cleared.
Those
Those checks weren't
cleared.
Those checks weren't boring. Say that much.
Them checks were better than the immortal Iron Fist Defender of Kudla and the Eternal.
Boo!
You know what though? Hey, I bet you those checks add up to more than one Black Widow film check.
Oh, absolutely. And guess
absolutely.
what? And a season of Hawkeye is longer than a runtime of the Black Widow film.
Yeah. Hey, yo, seriously, this is why it's so funny when you say, hey, before your film even drops, you're sitting there trying to haggle over wanting to get this $100 million bonus. It's one of those things where it's like, you got to look at what the people that came before you did when RDJ said, you know what, keep the check. Cut me in on the back end of everything that I'm going to be in the future moving forward. I've sat down, talked to people. I have the vision. I know what this is going to be like. Like, it's one of those things where, again, I'm not trying to say she's wrong for pursuing what she believes is right. But on the surface, when you start looking at everything that's out there, this looks like her team was pumping her up on some shit. And it's her team that keeps talking. And this is a bad look for her because she's ruined this relationship forever.
Forever.
She-Hulk, Ms. Marvel, 2 women-led series on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Right.
You got the Marvels film. You have Ironheart coming, 3rd female-driven show on Disney
WandaVision.
Plus. WandaVision, the first show to debut. Where everything was controlled by Wanda. So you can't say, and you know what, little Miss sister of the twins, Mary-Kate and Ashley, pipe down, sweetheart. Not sweetheart. That's patronizing. That was a poor opportunity for you to weigh in on ScarJo as though she had a legitimate beef. Because people are talking about Shang Chi, 2nd week, still number 1. Guess what? It's still not at the level of
That shit is still only hit 150 million.
Yeah, it's 200 and change worldwide.
Yeah. Right.
So what's your point? Yes, okay, great. He got a stronger 2nd weekend than you. But you weren't making 1.2 billion off this film, Scarlett. There was no way it was happening.
Right.
It didn't matter. So all of that gets thrown out the door. And when you find out that Disney said, we're going to cut you in on the digital gross as well, because that's only fair. And you come back with no, but I deserve $100 million. That's just silly.
He had a bird in the hand, and she wanted the 2 in the bush.
If F9 couldn't do it and Godzilla versus Kong couldn't do it, those are the biggest comparisons you have because they were both super big budget blockbusters that in any other year would have been close to $1 billion worldwide, and neither of them cracked 700.
But they're all about family.
Yeah, well. You don't need to be in the MCU if you're family.
Nope.
Oh man. Hey, people are talking about, and this is a side note, it just occurred to me because I was looking earlier about all these people that are hyping up Venom Let There Be Carnage after the first early screenings, right?
Yeah.
Whatever.
There's a whole lot of hype. People are like, oh my God, this is what the first one should have been. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And I was waiting on this thought because I was going to pose this to Mo. Mo, you remember back in the day when like the record companies would buy music from their artists to hype up sales?
SoundScan. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yes. To me, I'm thinking to myself, Sony is really going to bat buying these reviews, have people, you gotta stay for the end credit. It's the most mind-blowing end credit that's ever been end credited. I'm like, wait, what? Like, what are y'all talking
it's
about?
More than that. I think they're actually buying tickets to theaters and screenings to bolster the first weekend returns, because I know that's what we did in the music industry.
Yeah.
So
that part.
Why wouldn't they do that in the movie industry as well? You know, that first weekend is usually determinative of film's shelf life, whether they're going to have a stronger second or third weekend, or whether traditional theaters are going to hold that movie in theaters. So I would expect them to go all out to prove this idea that Venom has legs and staying power, when I'm not so sure it does.
Well, let's ask the real question, which is, can Shang Chi, because I don't think there's another wide release, and Malignant certainly didn't do it. Mm-hmm. Malignant is the biggest failure of James Wan's career. So is it possible that Shang-Chi holds on for a third weekend? And what does that mean for No Time to Die? Because No Time to Die is long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's the last Craig.
Yep.
Officially. And interestingly, I don't know if y'all noticed. You notice there's a whole lot less of the new 007 in this last trailer. It was in the first trailer. It was all about Sister Girl replacing him and shooting him and all of that. This one, it's all Bond and the chick from Spectre.
Yeah. Yeah.
They cut Sister Girl almost entirely out, except for the glider plane. I get it. Because they're hanging their hats on international. International is the place that has been saving domestic films. Fast and Furious 9 made the vast majority of its money overseas. Same thing with Godzilla versus Kong. So Black doesn't sell as much overseas. When you look at the returns, even for Black Panther, Black Panther was the only MCU film that topped $1 billion, where most of its gross was domestic.
Yep.
All of the other films, the international trounced it. But repeat views from mostly Black audiences in the United States is what put Chadwick and the Panther people to 1.3. Only MCU film where that was true.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's very interesting. When you look at how Disney is choosing, they openly have said everything else that's coming out in 2021 is going straight to theaters, which when you say that almost at the end of the year, and you look at the fact that things ain't really going to close down. They've made it mandatory all over the place that you just have to have your COVID card or proof of vaccination. Fine, fuck it. Everyone wants to stay out and keep going out. People don't care about Delta my ass. No one cares. All right, so let's go on and just make it work for us. And Disney's like, look, we, really and truly, really for Disney, we're only dropping one more movie, really for us, because Spider-Man No Way Home is not an MCU film. That's a Sony film. So it's like for us, they're like, look, our film's about to come out real soon. We're good. And then there's a couple of other Pixar films or something else. So they're like, as far as the MCU is concerned, sure, it's Eternals. Yeah, maybe people go see it, maybe they won't. I don't know. The promotion for Eternals is really weak for a film that's coming out in just a matter of months. It's the promotion is nowhere. So I'm like, okay, maybe Disney's like, fuck it, yeah, sure, everything for the end of 2021, straight to theaters, no problem. We're not worried about it. We've already made our money.
This is have they though? I mean, they've made their market presence. They're going to go out as the top performing studio, but nobody expects that $250 million worldwide is making Disney happy on Shang-Chi. I mean, this is really, to me, a sop to the movie theaters, because the movie theaters are like, look, please, Lord Jesus, can you please just give us a window so that we can keep open? Because they're banking on people flooding the theaters for Multiverse of Madness.
Right.
That's their pitch.
Yeah.
Go see Shang-Chi, go see the Eternals. Sony's going to scoop all this Spider-Man money, and that's going to propel us into a full-on press for Multiverse of Madness. That's what they're counting on. And so you can't have a full court press on Multiverse of Madness if 40% of the theaters have shuttered because there were no butts in the seats. So at least they're getting some butts in the seats. At least there's some energy about returning to the theaters. AMC launched that big campaign with Tom Cruise's ex-wife,
Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman.
Oh yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, she got the extra creamy Botox for that one, but it was. I saw it because I saw Candyman in the theater with my son, and so I saw that thing, and it was like, this is an expensive campaign.
Yeah,
I don't know if she's the person I would have used to lead it, but she looked great. And
yeah. I mean, I don't. There's not enough coming out before the end of the year. Although I gotta say, that Matrix trailer, for me, that is really the only thing I'm excited about seeing before the end of the year outside of Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it at home on HBO Max. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's at home too? No, I'm gonna go to the theater to see that.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I want to see on the big screen. But yeah,
I'm reluctant on this one. I don't know.
Really?
To me, it looks like the best one since the first one, as far as I'm concerned.
It's just the trailer. It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah,
I mean, is it though? I saw the second and third one.
Well, so I'm sorry.
This trailer is better than the second and third film. I mean, the trailer is better.
The trailer is better. Shit, I don't care.
I'll give you that.
It is definitely better. I know Lawrence Fishburne, unless Lawrence Fishburne actually comes out as like a real live Morpheus. Looking haggard, but he has a better looking younger Morpheus in the Matrix by Yahya Mateen. If that's the deal,
that's his
fine.
Avatar.
Yeah, if you have Morpheus sitting in a chair like this because he got his brain fried or some shit, and he's Yahya in the Matrix, I could deal with that. But ain't no reason, and I know supposedly he was killed in the game or whatever. Fuck that. If I were Lawrence Fishburne,
everybody died. So it doesn't make any sense. Everybody died in the last one.
Resurrection.
So. Yeah.
Right. It's called Resurrection. That's what I'm saying. Hell, fucking Keanu was dead in the last movie. So it wasn't even a video game past that. I'm just saying he's like the only one to not come back. Right.
And he's still doing action movies because he's in John Wick 4.
He's in John Wick with
Keanu. So he has to be calling him like, bruh. What the fuck, bro? You didn't tell me I was doing it? What happened?
Can you talk to the Wachowski sisters and give me a spot in there again?
But I'm saying, if we're being honest, it's not like Keanu is completely svelte either.
That is true. He is looking like very old, you know. Yeah.
I mean, well, what was it? Matrix came out 99 22 years ago.
Yeah.
That's 22 years of age on him.
I'm just saying.
No, I get it, but then why couldn't you have Lawrence Fishburne?
Then you have Lawrence Fishburne.
I mean, Carrie-Anne Moss does not look like she did in the first film. She just doesn't. So you can't say.
Get it though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No.
Well, yeah. No, that look okay.
Get what,
yes,
Mo?
She can.
Mo,
yes,
get what? Get what?
She can get the ivermectin. Okay.
He can get that Immortal Iron Fist.
Oh no!
It's all bad. It's all bad.
That shit would burn.
Okay. But the fact that they didn't want him in, I honestly think that there had to be some beef between him and the Wachowski sisters, and I think that that's where this is coming from. That there's something that we don't know where he ran afoul of them, and they were like, "Nah, we're okay with having you back."
Well, I remember some of the original cast, the Wachowskis, you push back, done.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they're like that.
Yeah, they're like that. So I can't imagine. He probably said something they didn't like, and they just like, you know what, good, you're gone. We'll bring someone in to replace you.
I heard something this week that I did not know, which was that Aaliyah was actually cast in the role that eventually went to Nona Gay.
Yeah.
As the little, I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that her untimely passing was what this conversation was too grown for me. Sorry, Anthony Kennedy. We certainly did not mean it to be. But I am looking forward to The Matrix because I do believe that this is a return to form. The Wachowskis have had a string of less successful features and projects than The Matrix, and they were kind of M. Night Shyamalan-ing themselves into obscurity. But this looks like a return to form, and I'm excited about it. And plus, Yahya is like the new guy. He's that new dude. This is like his Wesley Snipes season, where he is just, I mean, you get the iconic Candyman. You're in the DCEU as the iconic Aquaman villain. You were Dr. Manhattan. You're that guy right now. I mean, the only thing he didn't do was Lovecraft Country, and that's because he was in Watchmen. So he is emerged as the new guy, right? And so I'm not mad at him because he does actually look like Morpheus, and they do have the pince-nez glasses, so it's clearly that even if he isn't Morpheus, he's Corpheus or whatever. He's that black guy who is enigmatic in the Matrix. He's that one. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it looks great. I loved the we talked about this last week, but even their promotional campaign where they had a different trailer for every minute of the day is genius.
Yeah. And
it's just super cool. So
super dope.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm very excited about it.
And you know what I could absolutely wait for, and that I don't want to see happen under any circumstances, and that's triplets with Tracy Morgan as the third brother.
Well, I remember back when it was Jamie Foxx was supposed to be the third one.
Eddie Murphy was supposed to be the first one.
Yeah.
And then it fell off the radar. Does anybody want to see a desiccated Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No.
And 1 foot in the grave Danny DeVito?
No.
And a barely cognitively there Tracy Morgan in a film?
Look, it's already happening.
I get it.
I mean, it's coming. They're doing it. Triplets is happening, and I'm like, nobody is asking for that, much less, and nobody wants to see it. That's like some shit that's like, where were y'all having dinner at? Where you say, it'd be funny if we call Tracy Morgan, see if he wants to do it. But because they probably were like, what other black person can we put in it? Eddie's out. Jamie Foxx is out.
But if you wanted to do this, you could do it with Dwayne as Arnold, somebody like who has become ubiquitous in this sort of role, like Lil Rel.
Black.
Well, you could have you could have Jack Black as Danny DeVito, and you could have Lil Rel as Tracy Morgan.
Yeah,
that's a triplets movie that could be saleable in the marketplace.
You reboot, just reboot it,
or reboot it. But shriveled ass Arnold Schwarzenegger who doesn't look good in a shirt anymore, nobody wants to see that. That was the whole point. When you look too much like Tracy Morgan, the contrast is not there.
Right. That was the whole point of Twins.
The whole point was super buff athletic dude and diminutive chubby dude. So now cognitively impaired black dude, that's not.
You did not call him cognitively impaired.
He did.
He made $100 million from Walmart by being cognitively impaired. He ain't mad at that.
That is a fancy word for a.
Oh man,
different word.
That's
I don't want to
his delivery. That's his shtick.
That's his shtick.
Yeah, all right, Brian Fellows over there.
As the time starts winding down on us, besides all of this fantastical goodness, what have we missed on the list? Tom, what you watching?
Clickbait is the thing I just finished watching, and it is a very present mini series, 8 episodes, a pretty easy watch. It does take a little time to build. But by the time episode 4 kicks in, you're on a roller coaster all the way to the end of the show.
Wait, well, now where's that available at?
That is a Netflix show.
Netflix. Okay.
That's on Netflix, and on Hulu, it's Only Murders in the Building, which got picked up. Anthony Kennedy disagrees with me. He says that clickbait. Well, I think he's talking about clickbait. It was some bullshit. It was not. By the time you get to it's like halfway through episode 7 is when you understand what the real deal is. And I will say that episode 8 was more, the tension was all about what is exactly going to happen. And the climax of episode 8 was less satisfying than what came before, but it was enjoyable to me and it was tense. I am not lying, Anthony Kennedy.
He's lying.
I'm gonna put you on here because you're being a contributor, Anthony, but I ain't lying. And it was that ending. The ending was kind of trash, but
okay, that's a big deal. That's kind of important. I mean, come on, man.
But you get 7 hours and 45 minutes. And this is Ryan, you're talking about trash ending and you're still watching Titans.
Dude, I'm not clowning you. I'm just saying. I'm just saying the ending is kind of important.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm not saying it's not important, but the
now,
journey is also important.
Ryan has never said that Titans was good. Titans, he says he's watching it, and it's just
I hate myself. That's why I'm watching it.
Yeah. He's been clear on that. This is a self-loathing type of watch.
Yeah,
this is you know what? Where's my life?
I know about the ending. Now? I know the ending is going to be trash. You thought the ending and clickbait was going to be good, but it wasn't.
Well, I will say this. I will say this. The twist was good. Where they went post-twist was where it got trickier.
So the twist was when it wasn't good, or what? How does that work?
No, the twist was good, but the way this show is broken up is each episode is named after the character that you're kind of following in the show.
Okay.
So you start off with this one, then you go to this one. It starts off with one person, then it goes to the detective, then it goes to the wife, then it goes to the mistress. And I'm not going to say anything after that because that would give too much away. But the mistress episode is the turn. That's the river. And that's where everything really starts to happen. That's where shit starts to get hectic. And then there's an episode with the reporter, and then shit gets extra hectic there too. So by the time we get to the actual twist, it's like, well, wait a minute. I thought it was this one. I thought it was that one. Wait, could it be this one? And then when you realize who it actually is, it's like, oh shit. And then it's like they kind of they forced creating tension because of what they have set up in the episode 7 flip. But
I'm intrigued.
It's enjoyable. It is enjoyable.
I got to give it to you. You got a Texas Hold'em reference in here. And I got it. That made sense as far as why I should watch clickbait. The river card, not the turn, but the river.
That's what it is. That's what it comes down to. And you know what? By the time you're in it, it's like, okay, let me just watch. And you don't feel icky for watching it.
You feel icky for watching Titans. Damn. So okay. So
I do. Yeah. But I knew I was gonna feel icky.
Yeah.
My mind was already prepared for it.
There's no I'm hot moment.
I haven't been back to Titans. I tried to watch. I stopped on the 3rd episode and I didn't go back. And then it was just right now, now minutes ago that I was like, oh yeah, Titans is still out there. Yeah, I forgot about that. All right, cool. Ryan, what else are you watching besides Titans?
I'm slowly watching The Expanse. Just Titans and The Expanse. So I'm going from good to like just fucking off a cliff.
Yeah,
so
no doubt.
That's
I'm with you all the way with The Expanse. Jesus, The Expanse. I've watched a lot of sci-fi television over my lifetime, and this is one of the most engaging, just bingeable shows that's out there. And I think maybe I feel fortunate because I'm watching it so late in the game that I've got so much to watch that if I was watching this weekly, I'd be frustrated as hell. Yeah. If I was having to wait every week for an episode, I'd be losing my mind because it's like you get to the end of an episode and you're just like, okay, fuck, what happened? And it's like, okay, relax. Okay, we're going to the next episode. And it gets darker and darker and crazier as it goes. But it's such a real world show, even though I get it set, you know, some 250 years in the future, but the things that they're dealing with then, it's the real world implication. When you look at everything happening in the world right now, the show it makes perfect sense. This shit is fantastic writing.
Don't fall in love with characters. Do not.
Don't.
So it's like Game of Thrones, huh? Everyone dying.
Don't.
Okay.
Don't. No. It's raw like that. And there are some characters you're like, oh, that's my man. Oh shit, he's gone.
Not anymore. He got his head no more.
Yeah, right. It's one of those shows, but it's, you know, yeah. The Expanse. Anthony from 2 cubicles down. What's on your box?
Showtime's UFOs by
What?
J.J. Abrams. Yeah. It's like a little
it's a series?
Check it out. Yeah, little 4 or 5 part miniseries. So kind of like Mo had him on I think the Mo Kelly show, Lou Elizondo.
Oh, yeah.
Unidentified. He's in it a little bit. It's a little deeper dive from what History Channel show gets into. And they get into I think they get like the old governor of Arizona during the Phoenix Lights. They dive into saying that it's nothing but a bunch of misinformation, misdirection for what's going on. They want you looking over here when something's going on over here. So I'd say check that out. It's about a 4 or 5 part series on Showtime.
Dope. Man, you know I'm into that. I'm waiting for him to come back. Mo, I see that you said Kate was dope.
Yes. And Tom, I want your feedback on this. Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who plays the protagonist in Kate, which is an assassin movie. It's really good. It's fucking gory as hell. I mean, they're killing in ways that I never even thought of. But that aside, I was always against the idea of doing like an Alien prequel with Ripley.
Oh,
but if you put Mary Elizabeth Winstead in as a younger Ripley, Tom, you know what I'm thinking. You know what I'm thinking.
Okay, so Mary Elizabeth Winstead is poisoned. This is first 5 minutes. This is not a spoiler. She's poisoned by polonium-204, and she has 24 hours to live, basically. So it's kind of like DOA, the original DOA movie, and the reboot that they made. But because she's sweating and vomiting from radiation poisoning, her hair is real stringy. So like in Aliens, she's giving you a lot of that Ripley before she gets in the suit as she's racing through the thing trying to find Newt and all of that. She really, really, really does look like Sigourney Weaver. She really does. That's a good call. If that franchise had any life left in it, I would.
Tom, what are you talking about? You know that they are bringing an Alien series to
TV show.
To what?
I know, but I after those Prometheus bullshits, I don't. I mean, I'm really not feeling it. I know that they're still trying to pimp it, but I'm not feeling it like that. But she would be great if they Alien discovered Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Ripley. I would be all the way in.
Yeah,
she could do that. She is exactly that actor. And unlike, we've talked on this show before about skinny people like Maggie Q and the Protege. There's no way in hell her, 78-pound ass could do all that. Mary Elizabeth Winstead had the physicality. She wasn't super chunky or anything, but you could see she was getting hurt, and it made it more believable.
Right. And she was overpowered by
a bunch of even that skinny dude. Well, I can't get into it. Kitchen fight.
Well, I mean, looking at the trailer,
she was not Captain Marvel.
No. Looking at the trailer, it kind of reminds me of Gina Davis in Long Kiss Goodnight. Like when you think about her character in Long Kiss Goodnight,
that's a good callback.
how she was catching blows and was just sheer grit and will. I mean, she was not a superheroine by any means, but when she killed folks and you believed it, you were like, yeah, I could see how you would muster that strength.
That's another character, Charlie. I could see her in a reboot of I could see her in Long Kiss Goodnight, or a series based on the Charlie character kicking ass. I could definitely
Kate is ruthless.
do that.
Kate is ruthless and diabolical.
And it's all set in Tokyo, so there's that whole video gamey sort of she has a car race sequence that is astounding. She should have been killed in that sequence, but it's still amazing. It's visually stunning.
Did any of you see Gunpowder Milkshake?
Yes.
No.
Okay,
it's the opposite of Gunpowder Milkshake.
Okay, because I was about to say, because I did not like that. I'm sorry.
It's a lot more real. Gunpowder Milkshake tries to be Jane Wick. It tries to invent this whole world of a criminal underground and rules and all that other sort of stuff. And I'm sorry that the Killian girl, she's not Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Mary Elizabeth Winstead would kick her ass.
Dope. She's supposed to be coming back in a Birds of Prey movie after they do the Journey Smollett. She will be coming back as Huntress. Yeah. Okay. So that's after Journey's
after the Birds of Prey thing for HBO Max.
Yeah. So they're gonna go into that whole world. HBO Max it. I'm like, all right, shit, I'm with it. This is a good look for HBO Max. Don't
Titans it.
Yeah.
Long as like a light pole doesn't fall on somebody, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, I don't know, right? You're a lot farther than I am in Titans, but after
no, he's talking about Wonder Girl. That's the
no, I know that, but I'm talking about just with Titans after they I guess they were chasing and fighting in the woods or some shit, and then the Scarecrow, he turned out to be the one who inspired Red Hood, and it's a plot by I was like, the fuck are we doing here? I'm out.
We're talking way too much about a show that
let me be your martyr. I'll watch it and suffer for all y'all motherfuckers, and I'll tell you how bad it is.
There it is.
I'm your Huckleberry.
There it is. All righty, Anthony, good sir, take us out, brother.
Good news, everybody.
Remember, kids, there's only one nation.
The Raider Nation.
I'm not sure, baby.
Multiplayer. Oh, okay. Where is my clickbait suit?
Yes. Excelsior.